Today's episode of Angel Academy is about the energy, the magnetism. I'm writing a book right now called The Law of Magnetism. And what we're talking about tonight is karmic magnetism. So what karmic magnetism is the magnetism that you carry through life, and it brings you towards certain groups of people, certain types of people. We call them archetypes. And these archetypes contain certain levels of information that you are going to learn throughout your lifetime, life lessons that you need to work through. And one of the most important things about these karmic archetypes is that most of the time they're here to teach you how to love, whether it be love yourself or love others. Some karmic archetypes are about giving you the access to certain resources that you might need in your journey, whether that be money or love or a crying shoulder. There seems to be these archetypes that follow you throughout your entire life. Karmic archetypes seem to follow you around everywhere. I am a karmic archetype. Usually for people like yourselves, the karmic archetype of me is the teacher, quote unquote. There are people who are here to give you guidance or prepare you for new stages of life. And right when you're coming to the apex of a new decision or a new role in life, or maybe meeting a new partner, these archetypes seem to appear right at the right moment sometimes. And like me, for instance, my personal archetype right now is the fact that, I'm taking care of my Aunt Mazella. She's a 88-year-old woman, and she's really set in her ways. She's had a stroke, so sometimes we end up almost butting heads because sometimes it seems that she's completely clear-minded, but then at other times it seems that she is not so clear. So sometimes she may make rash energy at me, say things that she doesn't really want to say, or that she does want to say but wouldn't say normally. And really the lesson is can I continue to embody unconditional love, because she is under my care. She's living in my house, and I take care of her 24/7 right now. This is a very temporary thing, but I've noticed throughout this process that I have noticed that the amount of unconditional love that I give her, I really should be able to give to other people. And sometimes, it's basically refining what I consider unconditional love, because maybe my idea of unconditional love before was still quite similar, but the depth of the experience, it's just breaking through all my barriers, all of my little things left over from childhood, where I would love someone, and then when they would treat me wrong, I would kind of just get this like angry motion going on inside me. Sometimes I don't always express that anger, but today I just realized that this has been a really big lesson for me, because it provides me an ability to see that when I love her, even when she's going through these issues, and we're not talking about the fake spiritual kumbaya, everything is fine, brushing things under the rug. No, like when she's flaring out anger at me, or confusion or paranoia, or maybe even cursing, when I come back and close the conversation with like I'm still going to love you no matter what. I'm going to be here. I'm going to support you no matter what. There's this whoosh of energy comes through her, and it just brightens her eyes, and she literally jumps states of being, and that's what I've noticed. This unconditional love can do for everything. So when you are going through and experiencing karmic archetypes, you don't get caught up in the motion of accidentally saying things that you really wouldn't normally express, because just because you thought something doesn't make you guilty. We think all kinds of things that if we were to manifest them would make us extremely terrible people at times, but we also have thoughts that would make us extremely Christ-like beings. And it's we always embody the complete dualism within our hearts. We have the seemingly dark side, and we have this extremely Christ-like pure being that always wants to express itself. What I'm saying is that when you are experiencing these people, if you just try your best to always revert back to that Christ-like being, even if you express yourself in a negative way and you might hurt someone's feelings, or you hurt your own feelings, or something just happens, you always have the opportunity to bounce back. Because when you revert to the core loving frequency, people are extremely receptive, immediately even. And that's just how it is. People love when you love them. People love the feeling of being accepted. The reason why the karmic relationships are extremely important for you to keep pure is because there are things that you want to do in life, right? And we all start out with extremely large ambitions, usually. But the real reason that we don't get to approach those ambitions is because we get caught into these karmic circles of serving people and doubt, and like people doubting us and us embodying that doubt, and kind of like, over the years it kind of just builds up, and it turns the ambition that you had when you were like 18 years old through your 20s, it turns it into kind of like a distant memory of something that you wish you could be. And that's unfortunate, but it happens all the time. What we need to do is allow these karmic relationships to be as pure as possible, because when we do that, the karma doesn't build in the same way. It builds as karmic credit, if you will. You know how they say treat others how you want to be treated? Well, literally, you will be treated in the way that you emanate to others. The way that you give, the way that you love, the way that you unconditionally really hold space for other people when they're going through their dark cycles, is exactly how you're going to be treated on the other end. I want to say something about staying true to yourself during this process of going through these karmic relationships. You have to always remember to let these people go through their stuff. Just because someone offends you doesn't mean that it's actually about you. Hardly ever is when someone offends you about you. It's always an inward process that they're projecting into the world. That's how it is. People are always entitled to their own opinions. That's why you shouldn't cast judgment upon others. It helps your mind to stay open to the possibilities, stay open to understanding, stay open to what unconditional love really is. Unconditional love is a feeling and emotion and action all in once. It's a complete state of being. There's almost no way to describe it other than watching and feeling and being that, because it's an entire experience of existence. That's the best way to be put. And when you respect others and give that to others, your karmic path is going to be so much more clear. The ambitions won't be ambitions. They're something that you can attain. Most people's ambitions are actually quite pure, to the core, and you can achieve these ambitions just by allowing yourself to be calm and observe and live life a little bit more present. Well, the best thing I could do for you right now is to tell you, how can you really avoid getting into these karmic cycles, these vicious karmic cycles? Best thing you can do is to remain present in every moment that you have the opportunity to remember. Remember who you really are. You are beyond a physical body. You're beyond the story that you think yourself to be. You're beyond anything that the mind can fathom. And as long as you aspire to clearly embody, just really, it's so simple, embody love in your heart, you get a lot closer to the goal of being one with spirit. And eventually the self-realization just embodies you. That's really how it is. It's not a mental process. As much as I can talk, it's not a mental process. And it's always going to come back to this, that we can't really think so much as do and become and be. It's living by example. That's what spirituality really is. It's not a religion. It's the way you live your life, the way your spirit connects to existence. And when you allow yourself to really be that, you see life so clearly. You can be life so clearly. And everything will change for you. Living life from your heart is extremely rewarding. It's simple. It's loving. There's just nothing else that we need to do or to think. We just need to remember that everything that we give out, we will get back.